Hello and welcome to the Chaikin Analytics onboard video series, video number 3. This video will discuss idea generation. How do we find strong stocks that we would be interested in buying using the Chaikin Analytics tool? If you're viewing this video, you should have already viewed and learned what we had to teach in videos 1 and 2. Your stocks should be in Chaikin Analytics already. You should know how to create lists, add to and modify your lists. And we, maybe even more importantly, should understand how to read our charts, read our data, and use the pre-trade checklist to help us in finding or recognizing what are the strongest stocks. Stocks, for example, like Cena here. But now that we know how to bring the stocks we already know about into Chaikin Analytics, now that we know how to recognize these strong stocks, how do you find stocks like Cena using Chaikin Analytics? Well, in Chaikin Analytics, there are a number of different idea generation tools, none more important or useful than our screener. To access the screener, click the top bar icon screener here, as I've highlighted. This screener looks as though it might be very intimidating. There is a lot of criteria you can fill out here. There's a stock screener. There's also an ETF screener. The two screeners, where they can, mirror each other, but obviously there are some differences based on ETFs and stocks being slightly different. We could pick and choose the individual criteria as we see fit. And there is a training video which does go through each of these individual criteria, breaking down what they are about so you can get a little bit of a better idea. When you, though, are looking to create a screen, you'll only need to select a few to get a series of results. But we make it easier for you than having to do this on your own. Under this folder icon, which you can see is Manage Save Screens, you will find starter screens. These are here from the day you sign up for Chaikin Analytics. They're there for everyone. And they are called starter screens because they are a beginning point, a starting point for you to use the screener in Chaikin Analytics. These are predetermined 7 different sets of screening criteria as created by us here at Chaikin Analytics. These follow the processes that we write about, discuss, and recommend within Chaikin Analytics. They include classic bulls and bears, bull and bear swing trade, bull and bear personality changed, and a dividend screen. Let's look at the bull swing trade screen as an example. When you click bull swing trade screen, you will immediately see that certain criteria has been filled in here on the screener. It starts with the starting universe. And in this case, we picked Russell 3000. But keep in mind, you could modify this to be whatever you like. Maybe you want S&P 500. Maybe you are reading the commentary from Dan Russo and Mark Chaikin and have an understanding that at this moment, large cap growth is the strongest part of the market. So maybe that's where you'd prefer to focus. Or maybe you've used some of our other tools like ETF comparison to compare sectors or subsectors and want to only look at particular groups. You can pick and choose which you'd prefer by clicking these individual boxes. In this case, we'll go back to the Russell 3000. You can see for stock rating, we're looking for only bullish or very bullish stocks. We move down to technicals, and under price level, we have many choices, but in this case, we are choosing oversold. We are looking for a stock that is currently in an oversold price position, likely after a pullback, as our overbought, oversold indicator explained in the previous video will help us find. Money flow, we look at 3-month high persistency. Money flow that over the last 3 months has been strong and very strong relative strength, the stock outperforming the market. In this case, a $10 minimum price. And because the idea of this screen as a starting point is looking for a swing trade, we are looking for beta between 1 and 2, getting a little more juice out of this. All you need to do is click Get Results. And immediately it will return some results based on this criteria. In this case, we see that we have 3 results currently. We can view these results in more detail by clicking View in Workspace. This will open up a working list called screening results that will contain all of the stocks inside that screening criteria. Creates a list for them that you can now go through each of the individual criterias and read the charts, right? Look at the checklist, see if this fits all the criteria of what we are looking for. Now, this screen only returned 3 results. It often will return more, but currently, as this video is being recorded, the market is overbought. If I click indices here, load ETFs and watch list, we can take a closer look at the SPY, or maybe more correctly, the IWV, right? If we look at the Russell 3000, which we looked at as a starting universe, we can see the market as a whole is overbought. And when the market as a whole is overbought, most strong stocks are also going to be overbought, or at the very least, not oversold. You will find that as you run these starter screens, as you run screens that have oversold criteria in them, you will see the number of results expand and contract based on the overall conditions of the market. When you run the screen and you get very few results, you can probably surmise that the market is overbought or close to it. And perhaps it is not the most prudent time to be looking to be aggressive on the long side of your portfolio when the market itself is quite overbought. Something to keep in mind as you run this screen. Now, remember, these are starter screens, so we can modify what we see here. Perhaps we remove the oversold level. So now we are looking for stocks that are strong based on, most of the criteria that the checklist covers, but ignoring the short-term timing, overbought and oversold. What happens if we update our results now? 63. You can see the number of stocks that are quite strong based on the criteria we look for to find strong stocks. These are from a shorter term timing perspective, perhaps not tactically ready. You could build a watch list out of these if you prefer to do that, or if you like running the screener and using this sort of database query, you could just simply run the screener each and every day. If you prefer this screen, or maybe you like a screen without beta even, right? All of a sudden now we get 100 results. You can save this criteria by clicking up here where it says screen 1 unsaved. And now we could type in whatever we want to call this and hit enter on our keyboard. This is now saved as screening criteria you can access in the future. We could hit reset down here and blank out the screener, come back up to manage saved screens, and under our saved screens, we can see example screen that I have saved is listed right here, right now. It is that easy to run it each and every day and find new ideas. Mess around with the screener. Use our starter screens as they are, spend time modifying them, seeing how it expands and contracts the number of results, and if you like the way it changes the results. Maybe it fits what you're looking to do more so than some others. Some of our other screens, of course, include our classic bull, which looks over longer term timeframes and does not have tactical overbought and oversold here, but you certainly could add that if you wanted. In this case, we get one result, Southern Company. Using the screener is a fast and powerful way to find ideas. The way most of us here at Chaikin Analytics will find most of our ideas. The ideas for stock of the day in the daily commentary, by and large, will come from running these screeners. Please use this to find your ideas and let us know as you have questions. The previous videos that discussed how to read the charts especially and use the pre-trade checklist will be your guides. Once you've run the screens, doesn't mean you immediately go buy all of these. These now are ready for you to analyze in more detail using the charts and using the checklist.